How are you doing?
I'm blessed by the grace of God. His mercies abound.
Pastor, this is a beautiful song, and you featured Efe Grace on this.
Yes.
The title is what?
Masumwi, Untainted Devotion.
Is it on an EP, on an album, or this is a single you released?
This is just one out of an old album, an album.
Which was released when?
It was released on the 26th of May.
This month?
Yes.
This year?
This year,
Pastor, I better go. Now I have to ask this because we're on air. Are you an ordained pastor, or this is musical, like music pastor?
So, 10 years ago, or let's say 14 years ago, in the year 2010, I happened to join ICGC.
Okay.
Before I joined ICGC, I was already ordained. What brought me to ICGC was more of music, and I've been serving in ICGC since then. But as soon as I finished high school, I had a scholarship to go Bible school and all that. So by 2004, I was ordained.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have been doing music all this while?
Yeah, I've been doing music all this while.
So what took you so long to actually put something, this beautiful piece, out there?
Well, I thank God that I thank God for the level of appreciation you have about the work. It's been years of hard work, years of trying to put something good together, years of trying to bring about a paradigm shift to our music or gospel music scene. I could have released an album long time ago, but for so many years, even my partners in US will tell you, we did several live recordings and we had to hold on to it because we wanted something that can have that global appeal, something that could be received by the world. So if one of my songs I released when we had the live recording in 2019, one of the songs I released was nominated in, I think, Barbados or something as best gospel songs, but the name of Jesus, and that song was mixed in Houston, Texas by producers who also mix Nathaniel Bassis, so it was a time that I wanted to take and make sure that whatever I bring out, one, the musicianship has to be right, the quality has to be there. Then when you want to talk about promoting it and it going beyond, we are talking about gospel going beyond the borders of Ghana. And I think we need to position ourselves well. It's very, very imperative that we do that. And that was one of the things that was on my mind all these years trying to put out this album together.
Wow. And now that this album has been put together, you mentioned you released the album in May.
Yeah.
Is it safe for me to say that maybe you have not promoted it well enough?
Well, our terrain is a bit funny. We've started promotion, but it's picking gradually. Like I'm here today, and other places that have invited me and all that. Sometimes you are knocking on doors and they are not open to you. So you need to have that patience. And sometimes you don't need to force your way. So I will say that I trust in God. I believe in the market. And in as much as I appreciate your appreciation. It's not everybody that appreciate this kind of level of music. Some people want something they can just run with quickly, something that is populous, and something that people can just speak and run with it and all that. But I believe it's taking momentum gradually.
Hey. So would you say that knocking on those doors that have not been opened will be one of your biggest challenges in the industry?
Well, I remember, let me take you back a bit. I remember, and you see, I've been writing songs for over 20 years.
20 years?
There are songs that I have written that I wonder if they will ever come out, and I remember when, I don't remember the station, it's no more Channel R.
Oh, yeah, Channel R, yes.
And I remember one of their producers, I did this cassette. And then myself and my brothers, Obed, Stengo, and Sam, we will sing in my father's hall and we will record it in the cassette. And I remember walking to Chandera and giving it to Nana Jima or something, then one of their presenters.
Yes.
And he listened to the tracks and he told me, your tracks are really good and I'll see what I can do about it. But after years, he tried and couldn't then, and I went back for the car. I went there and he gave it back to me. And you see, unfortunately for us, our terrain does not really, it's not that opening. You have to be the same person producing yourself. You have to, especially when you're a gospel musician, try and find ways of promoting it yourself. And I am grateful that my church, ICGC Hosanna Temple, has been very supportive. Shout out to my senior pastor, Reverend Kofi Asidu, who has really supported so much in this vision. And if it wasn't like that, it would have been very difficult. I try reaching out to places I know, gospel markets, gospel platforms that will love to hear this kind of music, but the doors doesn't come. But sometimes I don't really falter them. I think maybe they are not too familiar with the phrase and all that.
God will open those doors for
Amen.
you.
Amen.
I'm just, you mentioned that you were not sure if some of the songs you've written will see the light of day. But I asked, have you ever thought of maybe writing these songs or selling them to other gospel musicians?
Another thing that we have in our gospel scene, or we have in our music scene, is if names strive. Let me summarize. Names strive.
Yeah.
And they think when you have the name and you give somebody a song, he will easily pick it. But one of the people who has produced one of my songs is Reverend Edwin Datson.
Okay.
And his new album, he has one of the song I wrote on it.
Is it Edwin Datson of City Praise?
Yes.
Okay.
He has one of my, like he took one of my songs and put it in his album. And there are several I have written, and sometimes I even sometimes I see artists, who are doing really good, and I look at them and I'm like, if I give her this song, she will do well. There are a lot of even praise and worship leaders who are noted but don't have songs out there. And I sit down and say, look, if I give her this track, and sometimes I will send it to them and I don't get a response.
Ooh.
I will send it to them and I don't hear anything. And I believe that we need to move away from because you see, I knew this song, I needed somebody like Effie Grace to be on it. I initially, my idea was even, but when she had the song and she decided to sing, I listened to the song and I'm like, look, the amount of her spirit and the dexterity of her voice, I'm expecting that this song could be maybe the next female vocalist of the year for TG or something, because she really put it, when she had the song, she really put herself in the song.
Effie Grace is good,
and that is how you need to give people what aligns to them or what they can work with. So I'm open. I have a lot, and I will want to share with anybody who is open out there.
Now, because you mentioned that you church with ICGC, I wanted to find out, are you part of City Praise?
So City Praise can be like a cousin. So City Praise, okay, so let me explain. City Praise is the praise and worship ministry of ICGC Christ Temple.
Okay.
Whenever we have what we call Greater Works, I happen to serve on the music directorate of the National ICGC. So whenever we have musical works and all that, we all work together. Reverend Edwin Datson is my very close friend. Whenever we have Greater Works and we have to deal with the choirs and all that, we all work together. So they are like cousins to me. I know them very well.
Okay. Well, when they announced about, their album, I was one of the people who went to, also have a feel of the album. And I also met Dr. Mensa Otabo, who was so passionate about it because he believes that, it's time. Why not? And it's something he's been pushing over the years. And
yes.
I think that it's working because, having a Team Eternity from that Christ Embassy, yes, they are from that side. So, it looks like the church is gradually warming into that space where they're pushing all of you out there. Before, maybe you have to sing in the church. I know there are some musicians, gospel musicians, who were singing, but they were only supposed to sing in the church. Yeah. But now you all are, pushing things out there and trying to get the world to be part of your music and all that. I am only I I am shocked. I don't know whether I'm the only one who is shocked, but I bet you, as we all said, when the song started playing, I said, it felt like it's something I've heard before.
Okay.
So,
But I think you've never heard the name of Jesus, because if you heard the name of Jesus, then you would jump out of your seat.
wow. So there's a lot more.
Because the name, okay, so let me come here a bit. God bless Dr. Mensa Otabel. He's been such a tremendous support for us. He noticed all the talents and the gifting. So he pushes us every time, be able to give us the right platforms to be able to sing and have the right opportunities. And one of the things that he did for us was the Night of Choirs, which I happened to minister on it last year. And Night of Choirs bring all ICGC churches together, and he puts the ICGC talents on it. And I was grateful. He gave me a good exposure. A song like one of the songs that I wrote, when I wrote it, when we were trying to do the live recording, I only had one person in mind. And I had invited two people. So when we're going to the live recording, I invited a friend in America. He's called Stephen Anderson. Stephen Anderson is a tremendous singer. So Stephen Anderson is a voice coach. And I told him, you know what, I want you to come and work with my people on this album. So he came to Ghana, and I invited Pastor Sher Winkley. She also came to Ghana. So a week we were having rehearsals and preparing. Then Pastor Sher Winkley heard us rehearsing the name of Jesus. And when he heard it, he's like, no, I have to be on the song.
Wow.
So we had to create a portion for him. So if you listen to a lot of the songs, you listen to the quality, the vocal dexterity, the amount, it is not a small work, you know. And the name of Jesus went all over. I had calls from America, the UK, and all that, you know. And that is what I think as Ghana we need at this moment, because we have beautiful music, okay, we have beautiful sounds, and it shouldn't just remain here. Sometimes we are caught in our musical perspectives, you know. We like a lot of us, we like the simple high life things, but there is more to it, you know. And if you want to cross the borders, then it has to be more than that. So it was imperative that we be able to bring out or come out with something that can cross globally. And I appreciate God for all the people he used to be part of this project.
So now that these songs are out, do you have a team that is doing the promotion for you? Are you doing solely by yourself? It could be under a record label, it could be under a church, like anything at all that can help you promote the songs. Because the thing is that, yes, you might release the song, but it will take an effort for me to hear that song before I can appreciate and even encourage or recommend it to somebody. So are you with a team, or this is...
Well, let me say thank you to the church members of ICGC Hosanna Temple. They were so supportive when I launched the album, and they decided to be a blessing to me. I'm grateful to them, and I like their support. You know, through their little way, they've been sharing and listening to it. And one of the songs, "We Bow and Worship," was a song I have been using for worship in church for the past 10 years. So when you get to my church and you sing "We Bow," and everybody knows about that. They didn't know that it was my song until the day I did a live recording, you know. And I said, okay, this was my song. And apart from that, I have been able to reach out to few people, you know, people within your space who have picked it up and been able to, you know, we don't really have the huge budgets to say that we are working with it, but we've been able to get one or two people together, and they are pushing, you know, to very influential places so that people can hear and appreciate it. And let's see, if the returns are good, then we will do more.
Well, maybe we should do more, and I can't wait. Have you shot videos? I mean, is a live recording? Are they on YouTube? Is this something we can...
Yes, we have 3 of our songs there. We are trying to shoot, well, since it's 20, we did the live recording and COVID came. So somehow I feel like when I look at the video, I feel like it's a bit too old.
Maybe hazy.
So we are looking at redoing some of the videos. We anticipate to do this Mesumuye on Tainted Worship. And then a couple more, you know, we intend to work on them.
So which name do you use on YouTube?
So on YouTube, Pastor Jonas Odoi and Testy, you should be able to find me. You will see my songs out there.
Oh, I'm so happy. I love, like, you don't, I don't know how to express how I feel, because I'm supposed to be working not to feel that way, but I must admit that you have beautiful and inspiring songs. And
Amen.
I pray that whatever you're looking for and how you want it to work, it would go your way, so that, I mean, you can touch a lot more people.
Praise
Hitz
God.
FM is just one. It is big.
Yeah.
In fact, it's large. We are in charge.
Exactly.
We've started here, but I know that you have a lot more to, to do out there, and it will happen. I would want us to listen to what Bless the Lord. Is that the title?
Yeah. Bless the Lord. I featured Onus from Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Pastor. Okay. Pastor, why you Juma? Okay. So we are going to listen to Bless the Lord. When we come, Coca is also in the studio. Do we have that one?
True, it's the same.
Yes.
The same song. True.
Okay. So whilst we are waiting for that, just so you know, my guest this morning is Pastor Jonas Odoi. He's also a gospel musician. He's been doing this for years. You know, sometimes you speak to a lot of musicians and they tell you that, I mean, everything has a time. So you wait, when it's time, you get it done. And he's been doing it. It's been amazing. And you mentioned the space. I want to believe that you know quite a number of people in the space. Have you heard of Table of Men?
Yes, that some of them are my people that like Obi.
Okay. Oh, Obi, yes.
Obi is an ICGC guy.
Yes,
you know.
and Obi is a very good friend.
And we've worked for a very long time, you know.
Okay.
So he's somebody that I've pitched this song to, you know, hoping he will also bring his influence to bear.
Okay. I'm not going to mention the names of Table of Men, but I'm going to ask.
The table is no more. So
it's only one leg that is broken.
that table expired a long time ago.
It's only one leg that is broken. Do you know Ninoy?
I know Nino.
Nino is an amazing person.
And is he a member of the table of men?
I think he's the vice chair.
But the table has
I
been
said
dismantled.
it's one leg that is broken. It's just one leg.
So who are you going to get the spare leg from?
Oh, we are fixing.
So you mean because Frankie Fire has gotten an appointment, you come back?
You come back. You know Mr. Kwesi. You know Mr. Dr. Kwesi Ernest.
Yes, I've heard of him, but I've never met him.
Oh, he's also one amazing guy. He's very interesting. He's a great guy. You should meet him as well. Why be so Obi Ninoy? I've mentioned Mr. Ernest.
I know that's my baby.
Well, Arnold is not part of the table, but you know Arnold Asamabeji,
Yes,
right?
I've seen him on TV.
He's one great guy as well. Hey, Coca.
And who again?
Listen to the song.
Please, let's listen.
And they are DJ.
Yeah.
This the table of men.
Remain in your rest. Don't be anxious. Hold on His word. His word is true. For He has done far more than satisfied all your quest. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that's in me. Bless His name.
Rest in His word, don't get hasty. He watches His word to perform. Confess it daily, and all the promises will come to pass. Bless the Lord, oh my soul.
And all that's in me. Bless His name. Stay in your rest. Don't be anxious.
Hold on His word.
His word is true. He has done
For more than satisfy all your quests.
Bless the Lord, oh my soul,
Pastor Jonas Odoy. How's this one? Bless the Lord. Another beautiful piece. You know, a new ede.
Katama bedasi ye we engagement no.
Ah,
Na you boni na free no mu.
oh, okay.
Clearance. See and you need these songs for warm up.
You know,
Keep
Pastor,
fit.
just when I was listing the names of the table of men, I think I'm getting, because I mentioned Dr. Kwesi Ernest, I mentioned Nino, then Obinati, and then the new one is
Kofi Donko.
Kofi Donko.
Oh, okay.
So I'm waiting. If they can send me the rest of the list, then I'll just mention them.
But they have an associate member. That's the official DJ.
Who is that?
Um,
DJ Bradash.
Bradash.
Okay, all right.
So if people are going for the Apayu,
Interesting. And Pastor, just like Coca, before Coca joined us, just like I asked, of course, this needs serious promotion. So, is there a record label? Is there a team apart from the church and every other person around you who loves you and is supporting you?
Well, I wouldn't say I have a standing team. I can say I have people that I'm working with. These are people who have volunteered themselves, to help. But like he's saying, I've taken a lot of wisdom from what he's saying. It's not just enough to have a good product, but it's important that the label on the product is noticed.
Exactly.
So I'll pick it up right from here. Yeah.
so how many years have you been in the game?
Well,
No, I'm coming. The person me establish it. How long?
I have been in the game for a very long time, but my space was more on teaching choirs and training musicians in the church.
Your first album came out when?
This is my first album.
That's the first album.
But my first song came out in 2015.
Wow.
See. So are you matured artist or underground artist?
With this question, I can't even answer
Because
for
today,
you.
if you get nomination for VGMA, when you knew, but
TGMA.
you'll be discovery, more of discovery, and then artist of the new artist of the year.
Yeah.
I think.
Meanwhile, you've been in it for a long
Yeah.
time. In fact, you
And then
even
you have-
you have the experience.
And people have used your songs and won awards and other things. So now all by. I feel you have it. You just need to define what you want. Either to be a writer or you want to be the mainstream performer.
Okay.
My first question is, in ICGC, what role do you play? In their mother choir, what role do you play?
So in ICGC, we have the music is directed by 5 people. They call the music directorate, which I belong to. So when it comes to major decision that has to do with music, our chairman is Reverend Dudson.
Okay.
And we have few other people and myself. So when you go to Greater Works and you see the music that is coming out there, we are the people behind it.
Oh.
So how many artists do the church have that we can say, Doreen, you? How many
I think
artists?
that one.
Well, we have quite a number.
I can
We
imagine.
even have a page where we've put everybody on it and we have discussions and all that.
Again, I can say we don't know them.
But that is
Well,
something I mentioned.
The
that it looks
well-knowns
like
are the Celestine Donko, the Edwin Datsing, Perez Music.
Are they on the church label or individuals?
They are individual labels.
individuals, but they are with
so
the church.
these are artists
Yeah.
who are in ICGC,
exactly.
but not on the label.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
So how often do you help them grow? So for instance, let's say Perez is releasing. What percentage of his streams would I say the church has grown?
Oh. Would
So-
you be able to answer for
So
Perez?
I,
No.
let
He's
me-
a music
let me-
director.
Let me,
so
let me
he- at
attempt.
least he-
If you notice,
Yeah.
for the past 2 or 3 years, Perez has featured on all our major programs.
Yeah.
And our major programs, Greater Works when he was at the Independence Square was over 100,000. We moved here, it might have reduced a bit, but we are picking up. And
Being digitally, you still
we still
have
stream that
numbers.
huge numbers.
Yes.
So when we did our 10th anniversary, Perez was there. They were all there.
Okay.
Okay, so we try to put them up there so that can be the support that the church is giving to them. And we have to be grateful to Dr. Otabel for sharing that space with us.
It's beautiful. I told you that the last time we went as media people, like, he was so free and he was so ready to listen to whatever ideas we even have that we can share with him and the team to actually work on. So I think he's really pushing for you people.
Yeah.
It's not to say the other churches are not, but that is where I have been, and that's why I'm speaking this way.
But I think you need to let the world know who you are, what you do, and what you project. Because sitting there and
listening to the song,
feeling like I know everything in the space and Hagla is now running me through this, your song, you've done this, and listening to yourself, I think you should change a lot of people. So if I don't come to your church or I am not in your friend
Space,
zone, I don't know you. But if you listen to the kind of songs you do, it is for everybody.
Yeah.
And in the space you're coming from is for a purpose.
Yeah.
Healing, administration, and everything. So I think you need to do a service and project your works and get people to know who you are. I can tell you from here today, you realize that your streams will increase, other people will get to know you because Hitz FM has adored you.
Yeah.
But you need to do
more
beyond that.
Yeah.
You need to, I should be able to see Perez and have you in mind. I should be able to hear of Celestine Joe Metal and have you now. When we talk about writers and performers in Ghana, you should be in that list because then your repertoire and regular releases is what you need to do. And I think you need to do more.
Thank you. Well, I will work towards that. It's the beginning of releasing an album, so I believe that we will push further and ensure that
May, June, literally just a month ago. So this is where everything is starting. We want to believe so, even though you've worked hard.
If you don't do, some of us will call you out.
We'll worry you rough because this is good. This is good music. It's good for the soul.
Thank you.
And so
When are you doing your paid concert, not the charitable concert?
Massa, relax. Paid concerts in Tobo.
But he's not an NGO.
I didn't say he's an NGO.
Are you an NGO?
Coca.
Well, I have that bit as well where yearly, I work with children and support them and all that.
God will bless you for that. The song you write, when you go to the studio, you pay. This man, he will take by you. You won't be free. So please, I am begging you.
Coca and Medash this morning.
So you see, he's going to beat me because I said he will take Payo. The Payo crowd has increased. Now he doesn't do 500 though. If you don't have 1,000, your song will get one shot. You are done. But we'll show you we've played it. Yeah. I beg you, when are you doing your paid show? Because listen, you need to be able to generate revenue, build a team, pay them for them to work for you. Anybody who comes to you to work for you for gratis, let me tell you today, your ministry will always collapse because you will always be looking to build people instead of concentrating in building the song. So when are you going to do your shows where revenue will come in and then you finance your music bill?
So with the advice that I've received from you, with all that I've heard, projecting that, let's say in 2 or 3 years, I'll say 2 or 3 years because there is still more there's still more music I want to churn out there. God willing, by November, I want to do another concert and be able to, I want to put out there more music. And like you're saying, the promotion too has to come. I'll do that.
Important.
But I want to be able to build that space where I can get that cloud. Where when I'm saying that, okay, so come and pay for it, people will do it. But right now, the best way for me to go, the best line for me to go is to seek sponsorship, to be able to run my concerts, but in 2 or 3 years, I should say that I should be able to have a concert and say that, okay, I'm charging this and people should pay for it.
Yes, I'm happy.
Yes.
Politicians make promises.
No, these are timelines. These are timelines for
make
you.
promises. We'll hold them accountable to. So 3 years from now will be
2027.
Thank you. We'll be here.
Pastor Jonas Odoi is his name, and he's my guest this morning here on Daybreak Hits. We've been speaking on his music and a lot more to do with his music, promotions, among others. And I like the fact that, of course, you have actually also thanked a lot of people who are doing a lot of work to support you and all that. We're here. This is a family, and we'll also support you in our own way to push you
Thank
to
you.
where you
Very
want
grateful.
to get to. So, what are your social media handles?
So, until recently, I didn't have TikTok, but somebody said I should, so they forced me. But they are all Pastor Jonas Odoi or P.S. Jonas Odoi.
Okay.
See, romantic name. So in the gospel says you be like the girl them sugar.
So,
Like if the girls them sugar in the gospel speech.
Where?
But if you mention your name again, you mention your name again. Listen, Hagla, mention the name again.
Pastor Jonas Odoi.
Hey, romance here. It's not bedash. It's just like bedash. What is dash?
All right. So on all social, including TikTok.
Yes, and you could find me. I would love to, have you listen to my music. I would love it for you to bless you. Like I said, I write a lot. One of the things that God has blessed me with is the ability for Him to drop songs in my heart. Though I write, majority of my songs I receive.
Okay.
Do you sell your music?
I asked him that, but
Do you sell so that
Coca,
we have a lot of gospel people who are performing crap music? They need to contact you to get good
Coca,
songs.
are they ready to even take it? He gave instances here.
People are killing our ears with garbage. So please help them.
You see, there is a lot more you can say about we as Ghanaians and our appreciation towards even the gospel space. If you listen to my song and you see the amount of musicianship in it, a lot of people will not appreciate it because they think it's too sophisticated and complicated.
Yeah.
But we are more inclined to the me sodo, that
Yehovah.
short phrase.
Say it again. Me
and
what?
then-
Me so do.
and they will push it, and that's what we receive quickly. But I think we are getting there. I bless God for the life of people like Joe Metal and MOG and all of them, because you see they've moved our space to a certain. And you see, all those people, they have very beautiful music, but once in a while they still come and do those things, because if they don't do, the public will not really accept them. So that's one of the things. But I believe as we are going, people will grow. People will get to embrace it the more. So you can see that you will listen to my song, and in the beginning, it's something you are familiar with, but I give you a little more than what you are familiar with, so that it grows you a bit in music, and that's beautiful.
That's beautiful indeed. His name is Pastor Jonas Odoi, and you just go on social media, just type Pastor Jonas Odoi, and you get to know everything about him. And he's on YouTube as well with his songs and videos on there. Let's go out there in our numbers. Let's stream his music. Let's listen to his music, and let's support him as much as we can. This is good music. This is inspirational good music. Like the words are just in there, but it is beautiful music. And trust me, you love it. Which one is this, Badash?